So
After dark bloopers. That's
no.
not, that will never make blackmail material. Kia ora, everyone. I'm Donnalouise, and I'm still in Slovenia with my dear friend Janette. We're in her puzzling area, and we're doing 2 videos, travel vlog / competition vlog videos. So this one will be on my channel, and then there'll be a video on Janette's channel as well. And I'll leave a link to her video in the description below. Just quickly, I want to thank again Peace Relax for sponsoring my trip to the World Jigsaw Puzzle Championships this year. And what I did is I put a community post out and I said, ask us questions. So we're going to answer like 6 or 7 questions here, and then we'll answer the other 6 or 7 questions on Janette's channel. You ready?
No. Let's do this.
I have my phone with your questions, so sorry if I look down. So first, from Clark Kent. Does the dome where the competition is being held have air conditioning? I would think that heat would be a major issue. Why is the competition held in this particular location? And do you think it will be eventually held elsewhere? What do you think?
Do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
Technically, the dome has some sort of air-conditioned ventilation. However,
there are so many people.
Like
when the dome is empty, it actually gets quite cold inside. You can feel the air.
Yeah.
But there is just so many people, and and it's heat, and when you're puzzling as well, it's not like you're just sitting down, it's movement as well. So
and I feel like one side of the dome is cooler, better air than the other side. Like if you're facing the front of the dome, I thought the right side was cooler
because they have
a big vent.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and we mostly puzzled on the left side, I think. I did anyway. But like there was one time I felt sweat running down my back.
Oof. Yeah.
Like, put it this way, maybe a little gross, too much information. I drink a lot of water. I didn't pee all day long because you're sweating it, and just like peed in the morning, peed at night, not all day long. So yeah, there is air, but it's not great. Yeah.
I think what helps me, some people have pointed it out on Instagram, I take my shoes off.
Oh yes.
Which is also maybe a bit disgusting for some people, but it does cool you down. So
I took my shoes off once, and remember I got home that night because I was barefoot.
Black.
And they were so nasty.
Yeah.
It was disgusting. Now, do you want to explain to everyone why it's held at the dome, or particularly Valladolid, why it's held there?
Well, do we know specific
reason?
Well,
because of Alfonso.
Yeah, he lives there.
Yeah.
And also they have a really good arrangement with the dome as well, because they bring so many people, so many tourists that I think they get a really good price, or even free.
Yeah,
I'm not sure how it is.
I'm not sure how it is, but Alfonso is the head of the World Jigsaw Puzzle Federation. He lives in Valladolid, so it's very easy for him to organize the competition, for it to be local. And yeah, I think the city like helps them out.
Yeah.
Of course, we don't have the particulars or anything, but, and that's the reason why it's held there. And do you think it'll be held somewhere else eventually? What are your thoughts on that, Janette?
Well, either they're going to have to make the competition a lot longer.
Yeah.
Or
like more days to accommodate people?
Because you can't really, the maximum is 200 people per group if it's individual. Yeah. So they either have to make it a lot longer, or they're going to have to get a bigger venue.
I think so. I think so, because I will admit, like when they were trying to sell puzzles, like it got really cramped.
Yeah.
Yeah, and really that much more hot in there, like hotter. And so I do think if the competition keeps growing, or even if it stays the same, maybe a new venue.
Yeah.
As to whether or not it would move physical, like countries or locations, I don't know. Do you think it would?
I hope not. I like go. It's like it's special. You go to Spain, you get to practice your Spanish.
Yo hablo un poco español.
Sí.
Yeah.
Por supuesto que sí.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, so we don't know whether or not it would change locations, but it could be. But I like that it's in Spain.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I could see it moving maybe closer to Madrid, where they could use like a hotel convention center to make it bigger. Because then imagine it like the individual groups. Imagine if they run like multiple heats at the same time, and you could still live stream it.
Yeah.
But they'd need a lot more volunteers too. Yeah. Yeah.
It brings a lot of stuff with it. Yeah.
We have another question from Clark Kent. This competition seems to have grown too large. Do you think they will eventually require you to qualify at like a regional or country level first? That's interesting.
Good question. I mean,
because the thing is, like somewhere like countries where there may be faster puzzlers, but not everybody can attend. But then countries like the US where you have a lot of fast puzzlers, like, do you limit the number of people that can come? Like,
There's the thing, because some countries, like, there was only 5 Slovenians, there were 9 New Zealand, but then you had, I don't know, 200 Spanish people.
Yeah.
I think it would kind of ruin the competition a bit, because then, I don't know, it wouldn't make it comfortable for everyone to come. It's like, oh, only if you're the first ones.
Yeah, we don't want, I personally don't want the competition just to be all the top fastest puzzlers. Yeah. I love seeing new puzzlers, new faces, young people, like kids in their family, because they can do pairs and teams. And so if you instill that whole qualifying, it really makes it so much more competitive.
Yeah.
And I just want to have fun, and I want it to be more about fun. So that's me. So I would hope that there would never be like a qualifying to get to Worlds. That's just my opinion.
The only thing I was thinking about is if they had like 2 categories.
Yes.
So if they had like the super speed puzzlers, and then for that one maybe they would take the top 5 from each country, and then everyone else could apply for. I would obviously go into the regular one because I wouldn't have a chance in the, you know, the top speed puzzlers with them. So maybe if they divided.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. So like each country could submit, say, 10 top speed puzzlers for like category A, you know? And then category B would be anybody from any country who wanted to come and puzzle.
Yeah.
And the funny thing though, we may not have 10 people that come from New Zealand. So would I automatically get bumped to category A, or could I choose to puzzle in category B?
I would choose to go to category B.
Me too.
Because I don't have a chance with...
Yeah, I wouldn't have a chance against them.
But for those who want to, and it's going to be better as well, because they're not going to have any Slovenians. They're probably not going to have any New Zealand people. It's going to be easier for the top people as well, because then it's not going to be the country rule to affect it. Well, in that sense.
Yeah, I like that idea, because you could have that more competitive edge if that's what people are looking for, and the more, you know, casual, still speed puzzling, but you know, not as intense. That's a good idea. I prefer that.
I like that. Yeah,
good. Very smart, Janette. The next question is from Joey. And what is your opinion on Worlds using already released puzzles in the competition? Is it fair for the competitors who might not have access to or the ability to practice certain puzzles ahead of time? Should they use all unreleased puzzles going forward? I know my opinion. What's your opinion?
The one thing I'm going to say, the reason why I think I made it to the semifinals is because not many people have done my puzzle. Because in my group, it was...
Individual group,
It was an ugly puzzle. And only, like... I've met 2 people who both have done the puzzle, but only once. And they improved their time by 5 minutes each. So when I found out what their first times were, they were roughly where my time was, but they both beat me. So, and they've only done the puzzle once. So in that sense, I think the puzzles, they're more easily available for everyone to get and to practice on them. It was a lot more difficult for people who haven't practiced to qualify in those rounds.
For example, my round. My round was boat houses, and it was available in Europe, not really the rest of the world. And a lot of Europeans, they admitted to me, they had done it 3, 4, 5 times. I'd never done it before. So I was really proud of my time, but there was no chance of me qualifying because those people had done it so many more times. And they've told me they took even 2, 3 minutes off their time. It matters. So my opinion is I would really like to see unreleased puzzles for all categories. Is that how you feel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it made it so much better this year already with the semifinals.
Yes, with the semifinals, So I think I realized that could be difficult, but Ravensburger, they can use some stock images. They have a year to plan. It would have been, for this competition, it would have been 15 500-piece puzzles and 15 1,000-piece puzzles, which does feel like a lot. But then, as a company, Ravensburger, that's potential sales. Like, everyone will want to go buy those puzzles.
They want to practice. They want to see how they would do.
And compare.
Yeah.
So I personally would like to see all unreleased puzzles.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, from Jackie, next question. Do you have a favorite puzzle from the competition? apart from the Bayeux one.
You already said that was your favorite
I think that was one, yeah, my favorite one. So apart from that one, Janette, would you have a favorite puzzle from the competition? We gotta think now.
Out of the puzzles that I've...
You could categorize a 500 one versus a 1,000-piece one.
Well, and this one is off limits.
And that one's off limits.
Oh, that makes it
because that one's really special.
It's very special.
It's very special.
I think out of the 500 pieces, my favorite one was my semi-final puzzle. It's Ocean Whimsy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
I don't know why. I just really enjoyed it.
You really enjoyed it. You probably enjoyed, like, the puzzling experience.
Yeah. And I liked the picture. I didn't like the other semi-finals that much.
So for me, the 500 piece, like, off the bat, I'd say my preliminary puzzle, Boathouses, because I'm so proud of how I did. However, if I take that out of it, I think Brunch Crunch as an illustration, I absolutely loved.
Yeah, that's the thing for me. Brunch Crunch is like, it's not as appealing to my eyes as the Ocean Whimsy one. Yeah, because the other one's like, oh, it's under the sea and you've got the creatures and everything. But that one is just like a table with like food.
I like the food. Yeah. But even like, and I haven't done all the puzzles yet. So I'm interested to do the other semifinals one, the Flower Jungle. Yeah. You haven't done it either.
I don't like that one.
You don't like that? I like that one.
Because it's it's the same background. It just looks, it's almost similar to Brunch Crunch, but it's like everything just placed inside.
That's kind of like what you can tell. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't like the same things.
What about a 1,000-piece puzzle? I think I kind of have an idea, considering that one's off the table.
So if that one's off the table, I'm between the two, and I don't know which one to pick.
Which one? Which two?
It's the two that we did as preliminary round. So the Volkswagen one and the New York Skyline.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I think New York Skyline is my favorite one.
I did Sky for both of them, so I don't know how the rest of the image went.
I think I even like the New York Skyline over the two finals puzzles.
Yeah. But I think Volkswagen is my favorite one.
That one was fun too.
Yeah.
And of course, I bought the cow with the flowery headdress, but we haven't done it.
Yeah, no, we are not going to do it.
No. But yeah, that's a tricky one because of course, I think for both of us, would you say this would be your favorite? Yeah. So taking that off the table, I think for me, it would be the New York Skyline.
For me, Volkswagen.
The Volkswagen. Okay, cool. Okay, again from Jackie, they asked, how much sleep have you averaged?
So,
why'd you have to bring that up, Jackie?
Yeah, let's talk about that for a moment.
Oh, it was better. It was better this year.
So last year, we kind of averaged about 4 to 5 hours of sleep. This year, we put it up to 6.
See, I'm doing better. I'm doing better.
So going to bed 2 a.m., waking up 8 a.m. That was basically the... Yeah.
And we did, I mean, come on. We did some pretty good puzzling for 6 hours of sleep on average.
I did take naps.
Yeah, you did take naps. So I tried to adjust my clock before coming on the trip. So I was staying up late in New Zealand. And then we arrived, I arrived several days early. And right away I tried to like go to sleep and wake up. It was just hard. And I will admit, like, I think when I get back to New Zealand, I'm going to sleep for a week. Are you back on schedule here in Slovenia? I think you're kind of back on schedule.
Not quite yet.
Yeah. There is one thing I gotta say, Janette, was there not one evening when I was trying to fall asleep and it was 2:30 in the morning and Janette's like, and did we have to like wake up and do Teams or something the next morning? And I was like, Janette, and she was like, till 3.
Can I defend myself?
You can, but go ahead.
Okay.
The floor is yours.
Okay, so she kept me up until about 2:15 and we've gone to bed. And then I talked for the last 15 minutes and then she was like, oh, you kept me up until 2:30. I'm like, no, I didn't. You kept me up until 2:15 and I just spoke for the last 15 minutes. It's like, it doesn't mean that I kept you up until 2:30.
Yeah.
No way. No, I'm not gonna take that.
I think it was closer to 3. I'm just saying.
Probably.
It might have been closer to 3.
It was 15 minutes. Whatever the time was, it was 15 minutes.
She's terrible. So the next question is from Jimmy. In regards to the competition, how did last year compare to this year for both of you? Did your experience or the amount of nerves change this year? What would you say, dear? How did it compare last year to this year?
Very much. Well, that was not a good answer.
Very much.
It's completely different. I can say from, well, I'm not used to having the mic. I can say for myself, last year, obviously, I didn't know what to expect. It was all new. It was very nerve-wracking. This year, I kind of knew what to expect, which made it a lot easier. Yeah. But there was also another thing because I knew how fierce the competition was going to be. I kind of prepared myself not to do well.
Or don't say not to do well. You prepared yourself that you wanted to qualify.
Yeah.
Because you did really well.
Yeah, that's what, well, when I said not to do well, it meant like I didn't expect to come to the final. Yeah. So I was mentally prepared to just do one puzzling in each category. And I think that changed a lot. Because I had no expectations. So when I got the puzzle, my only thing was like, just try to finish the puzzle in time. Yeah. That was literally the only thing I had. And I managed to do I think I did really well at the competition.
You did, yeah.
And it was very stress-free for me.
Yeah, I will admit, I think I was a lot less nervous this year. Even though my hands still shake, I think I did so much better. I puzzled better. I had more fun because I knew what to expect. I had a different mindset. And yeah, I think this year it was more enjoyable than last year. Yeah. And a lot less nervous. Yeah. So yeah, no, I agree with you on that. And I think a lot of people though went in with like a more competitive attitude. And we have a friend, in fact, who, you know, was like really trying all year or several months to practice, go. And they were disappointed even though they puzzled really, really, really well. And so they even said that next year they're coming with a different mindset. Yeah. I definitely want to have more fun. And, you know, even pairs and teams. It is stressful doing individuals and you put stress on yourself. But this year was completely different. I was prepared for a solid black puzzle. Like, and I was like, I'll do the best I can. Every piece is a piece that counts. Like, I was prepared for anything. So I think this year was just, and I did enjoy that there was so many more people. Yeah. Like, I had so much fun meeting everyone and talking with everyone. The joke was, Donnalouise, we gotta leave, so let's start heading for the door now because it's gonna take you 45 minutes to get out the door. Because anyone...
And it's not even other people, it's her.
I was like, hi, how are you? What are you doing?
I'm like, I literally had, I don't know, 1 hour to go home, have lunch, come back to puzzle, and she's just like stopping, and every time she sees someone she knows, she just goes in the full-on conversation with them.
Even people I don't know yet, if they somewhat smiled at me, I'd be like, oh, hi, what's your name, where are you from, when you're puzzling? I had a great time.
No, I had a great time too.
Yeah. But no, that was good. So I definitely really enjoyed this year. Yeah, it was good. Absolutely. And commentating was, we both got to commentate. I really enjoyed commentating. They had a lot more commentators, but they had a lot more rounds to commentate. Yeah. So all the live streams are still up on the World Jigsaw Puzzle Federation's website. So if you want to go watch all the lives, you can.
It's not going to be in the links.
Yeah. No, just go to the World Jigsaw Puzzle Federation's YouTube page. I'll put a link to their YouTube page. Yeah. So one more question for this video, and then I have a question. Okay. So how was the road trip? Did you pass the time, and how did you pass the time on the road trip journey? That is, again, another question from Jimmy. So the road trip, just so you all know, Janette met Stein and I. Stein was one of our teammates from Belgium in Munich, Germany. And then we drove to Valladolid over 3 days. And then in Valladolid, Siobhan showed up from Ireland. And then they left and we drove from Valladolid to Ljubljana, Slovenia. Janette drove and I sat in the passenger seat. I don't like driving on the opposite side of the road. So in New Zealand, we have a right-hand drive and we drive on the left side of the road.
Yeah, and on the wrong side. we drive on the right side of the road.
On the left.
She rides on the wrong side.
Left. And you had a manual, and I don't know how to drive a manual very well. A stick, yeah. So how was the road trip? I flippin' loved the road trip. What did you think?
No, it was really good. It was a bit tiring for me. Yeah. But I have to give credits to Donnalouise because she was like, why don't you put a pillow under your bum?
Yes.
Because
the seat was like...
Well, it's just my legs started cramping. Like, it's just the glutes and stuff when you keep pressing, you know. And I'm also going to say thank you to the car because it had cruise control.
Yes. Well, thank you to your father for lending us his vehicle.
Yeah.
So we could use it. Yeah. That was really good.
That was good. The driving itself, it wasn't too bad. I was actually surprised with how, I said it too, because my friends and my family, they were like, why are you driving to Spain? What is wrong with you? It's going to be so long. You're going to get so tired. But really, we've smashed that.
Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't bad at all.
The only day that was kind of bad was the one when there was like an accident and then there was a bridge closure.
The detour of the detour. Yeah. That was stressful. Oh, can I tell them the story? Okay. So there was a detour of a detour and we were supposed to do like a straight line, but we totally got detoured. We're in France. I speak French. Je parle en français. And so we come off the highway and there's tolls. And there's only 2 toll like passages. And I realize we're in like the telecharge, the automatic, for people who have like the device in their car to pay for the toll. So I realize we're in the wrong lane. We got to go to the one to pay either card or cash. Traffic is stopped. Like it's taking forever. No one's moving. So I roll down my window. I wave to a person in a white work vehicle next to me. Now remember, this is past 5:30, I think, at night, right? So it's later in the evening. And I do believe in Europe, you all don't work the long hours like in North America. We
have like 7 to 3.
Yeah. So I wave to him and he rolls down his window and I say this all in French and he understands me fine. I'll say it in English. I say, sir, are we in the lane that is just for the telecharge? And he goes, yes. I said, the lane you're in, is that the lane to pay by cash or credit card? And he said, yes. And his car was actually a bit behind us at the time. I said, we're in the wrong lane. We didn't realize we're being detoured. Can you please let us in so we can pay? And he looked at me with a smile. He smiled and he went, no. And I said, you're really not going to let us in? He goes, and he points to his vehicle, the work vehicle. I'm working. I'm in a rush. We are literally stopped. Like there's no rushing anywhere.
Yeah.
Like all the highways are closed. And I'm like, you're seriously
it's just one car
not gonna, and it's one car. I'm like, you're seriously not gonna let us in? And the smirk on his face, he was like so proud that he wasn't gonna let me in. And he edges his car forward as close to the other car. So then I waved to the vehicle behind us, which just happened to be a lovely lady driving it. And I waved to her. And again, I say the same thing in French. And she's like, absolutely, like, cut ahead. And I said, sorry, I asked the gentleman in front of us and he wouldn't let us go. And she just kind of like made a look like, you know. So I wish that he would step on a Lego when he got home or something. But anyway, it was just like unnecessary.
Completely unnecessary.
Especially if he would have smirked or something, or if this car was too far forward. But no, he smirked and laughed and went, no, I'm not going to let you in.
Yeah. If at least he was like, oh, sorry, I'm in a bit of a rush, like...
It was the smirk. I think that's what...
it was the smirk. It was almost like he was proud.
He was proud that he wasn't going to let us in.
And we had about 8 hours of drive behind us at this point, and he probably had about an hour drive behind him even.
Yeah, and now we were so detoured. Yeah. But how we passed the time on the journey, we did a lot of stops.
She slept?
No, I slept one time. Through the most, like, bleh, so I get car sick. We talked a lot. We talked a lot.
There is no stopping us. I tried to put some music on and she didn't let me.
We did listen to some music.
Some music when she was like replying comments, but because she gets car sick, she couldn't stare at her phone for too long. So I basically maybe got 5 songs in 10 hour drive.
And then, well, when we were with Stein, we stopped more and we took photos. We did a lot of Instagram stories, which was cool. And posted those.
That's true. What we realize now, nothing personal, Stein. Men like to eat a lot. Because when we were driving, we had like 11-hour drive 2 days. Yeah. We had 2 stops.
11 hours each day.
Yeah. So we basically had 4.5-hour drive and then 3 hours. And 3 hours. That's how we did it.
And we just stopped quickly to pee and eat something quickly and go. Yeah. It was Stein wanted like more of a meal. Yeah. But he is more bigger built, muscular gym guy kind of thing. So yeah, we noticed it. I think it went quicker without Stein. We loved you, Stein. It was still great. Yeah. But what was nice also is on the journey down to Valladolid, we stopped and visited with some of Janette's family. And they spoke French. It was in France. And I could translate.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Yeah,
because they don't speak Slovenian, even though they're Slovenian. I don't speak French.
Yeah.
To be fair, I have no reason to speak French.
No. But their English was pretty good. But that was nice. Yeah. So the road trip was great. Was really great. Yeah.
I absolutely agree with that.
Yeah. So before we end, I have one question for you, Janette.
Uh-oh.
Okay. What was your highlight of the competition? What was your highlight moment of the competition? If you have one or a few, or what was your highlight?
Okay, it's going to be really weird.
No,
I don't even remember what I answered last year. But when we did pairs preliminary round, and we saw the puzzle, and we had that puzzle at home to practice, and I think Stein and you were he did it, but you kind of helped him a little bit with loopings. So they told me, so they asked me to practice that puzzle because it could appear, you know, because it was the 2024 release.
2024 catalog.
Yeah, so I was like, I saw that puzzle, and for me, I'm very different to Donnalouise. She likes to practice in horrible conditions with horrible lighting, with horrible puzzles.
Yeah.
I like to do good conditions. Well, conditions don't bother me that much, but I like to do an easy puzzle. So my mojo, you know,
your spirits are up. Your spirits
so I'm like, oh, I can do that. I can smash it. So that was the puzzle in the kitchen, I think, for like 3 days.
Yeah, that's a lot.
No one wanted to do it.
No one wanted to finish it.
So no one speed puzzle. They just like wanted to kind of like learn the picture or whatever.
Yeah.
So I saw that puzzle, and Stein was like, well, you should practice. You two should practice that for pairs. And I'm like, no way on earth I'm touching this puzzle.
No, she went.
I was like, no. I didn't even put one piece in. So we got the puzzle at the competition, and I looked at that puzzle immediately. I was like, there is no way we are going to qualify. No way.
This is, just so you know, it's called Farmhouse in Sweden. It's Farmhouse. It has lupins.
And it's all green. So as soon as I saw the puzzle, and I was like, there is no way we're going to qualify. And the pressure went completely off of me. And then we are puzzling. And I'm just like, I'm talking to Donnalouise while I was puzzling. And I'm like, is this supposed to get hard? It's like, when is it going to get difficult? Like, this is not getting difficult. Like, there was no point where I got stuck.
No, yeah.
It just flew. I mean, there was a lot of people faster than us, but for me, like, if I feel stuck with the puzzle, this is when I get frustrated, and then my mojo drops.
Yeah, your spirits and everything,
Yeah. So with this one, that didn't happen, and I think this was, like, the most shocking thing in the entire competition.
Yeah. We did really well, and I am glad that I did do the puzzle, because I was kind of familiar with the image, and I fed you pieces too, and I think you like that.
I do like that. I don't like sourcing that much.
No, I think I did very well at feeding you pieces and you building them.
Yeah.
And for me, once again, unreleased puzzles versus release puzzles, having just done a little bit of that puzzle, but having the image out on the table for so many days and looking at it, I knew. Like, it really helped me. It really helped me. So I think that's, like, even for me, doing a puzzle once before helps.
Yeah.
And so that was an advantage. And we did qualify, and we made it to the semifinals.
Yeah.
But we had fun puzzling that puzzle.
No, it was
so stress-free.
I was so shocked, because everyone was like, oh, what a horrible puzzle. I'm like, it's probably the puzzle I enjoyed the most.
Yeah.
At the competition. No, because it came with absolutely no
pressure. Yeah. And I do feel like I finally conquered lupins. Yes. I swear, if we get a lupins puzzle 3 years in a row, they say things happen in threes, I'll be like, Alfonso, what are you doing to me? You keep giving me lupins. Janette, I've so enjoyed this trip with you in the competition. It's been so much fun. Thank you so much. Let's go hop over on your channel now and answer
something.
What?
Don't forget to like and subscribe. We have to help her grow her channel.
Thank you, dear.
Sorry, I had to.
Yeah. We've been told that it's better if we actually say, please like and subscribe. It helps grow the channel and the views, but we always feel a bit wonky donkey saying it and weird. Yeah. But we say it in each other's videos because
it's easier.
It's easier. So yeah, go check out Janette's video, her travel vlog. We'll answer more questions there. I'll leave a link to that video in the description below. Again, thank you to Peace Relax for sponsoring my trip. They were amazing. Yeah. Weren't they? They came. They were in the crowd. They were right there. It was, that meant so much to me. And being there with you, Stein and Siobhan, and everyone else was just so great. It was just amazing. So yeah, thanks everyone. And until next time. Ciao!